Well, folks, we learned this week that the so-called birthday book for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday, the one the Wall Street Journal revealed the existence of last Friday, where Donald Trump wrote his cryptic message about another wonderful secret and then drew the picture of the naked lady. We learned this week that not only is it real, but it still exists. And that information came from attorney Bradley Edwards, who has represented more than 200 of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. Edwards, of course, is somebody that I have corresponded with many, many years ago, actually about the Epstein story. This was back when nobody was talking about it, long before his arrest in 2019. So this is a man that I trust. This is a man that I believe. A lot of the lawyers that I work with on a daily basis have full faith in pretty much everything this man says. So when he tells us that this book is real and it exists and it is in the possession of the Epstein estate, we need to believe him. But during an episode of an MSNBC podcast this week, or excuse me, this was on Lawrence O'Donnell on MSNBC, Edwards said this: "I do know that they were involved in the assembly of the book, several of them. They were told by Ghislaine to assist in putting the book together. Others have seen the book post-birthday and after it was assembled, so the existence of the book is an absolute fact." Then he said that it's in the hands of the Epstein estate, but they'd probably turn it over if they were asked nicely. He said they would turn the book over immediately. Nobody would have to guess. You would immediately have the answers. You could flip to the page. Is there a letter? Is there not a letter? It's over. The victims then get to move on. But that's not what's happening. Real people are being hurt here. The truth matters. Transparency actually matters. Get this over with and get it behind us. It's going to go down in history so that the world can see this book and they'll know who were Jeffrey Epstein's best friends at the time, what letters did his family write to him, what other pictures were in there, redact victim names, release the book, and move on. That is what is important. And by the way, yes, the victims of Epstein have come out within the last 2 weeks and said that all of this, and the Trump administration's cover-up mostly, is kind of reopening the wounds. It is making them relive these horrible moments of their lives, which includes the cover-up back then. They're being re-traumatized because of what Trump is doing. But here's the thing. Edwards coming out and making this statement was not just a, hey, look, we can embarrass Trump, right? What I think is going on here is that Edwards, of course, like many others, understands that Trump is suing the Wall Street Journal, alleging that no such book exists. So Edwards coming out was not so much a warning to Trump, but almost a helping hand to the Wall Street Journal. Because the Wall Street Journal, who is now being sued for $10 billion for defamation, can just tell the court, hey, as part of evidence, we need to issue a subpoena and get our hands on the book. The book exists. It is real. It's in the hands of the Epstein estate. We can have case closed before lunch today, Judge. And if the picture's in there, case closed. Wall Street Journal wins. They then get to countersue Donald Trump for legal fees and all of that nonsense. And Trump goes down as the monster that he is. Everybody wins, except for Trump. But I'm betting, now that this information is public, Donald Trump may not want to move forward with that lawsuit after all, especially if that book is requested by the defense. And I imagine, now that it's out there in the ether, now that we have confirmation that it exists, Wall Street Journal's lawyers, if they're not already, should be all over it. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.